It is thought that these two powerful words represent the very first act of awakened consciousness. It is a simple but profound declaration of self-awareness. From that moment on, consciousness will be forever testing how many new and wonderful ways the I Am can be recognized to further explore its own nature. To say I know who I am and I know what I am is the gift of consciousness recognized. It may seem a little too obvious when you hear the words, but it's so easy to sleepwalk past the obvious. In the plentiful world of am-nots, it is imperative to know who you really are, as it will also define who you intend to be. People are often heard talking about going on a journey to try and find the answers about life and spirituality, to find myself. It often takes a journey of sorts to understand that where you go and whatever you do, the center of the universe comes with you. There will come a point when you no longer have to keep searching and you'll enjoy the difference between thinking and knowing who you are. For example, take a moment to think of a factual occurrence that happened in your life, good or bad. Momentarily capture the emotion attached to that specific event. Was it a pay rise? Had some terrible news? What did it feel like? You can feel this emotion because it happened. There's a certainty attached to it. Now compare that to the emotions related to a thought of something that may or may not happen in your future. The thought of a possible pay rise. The thought of a possible new house. It's a very different thing. The difference between knowing who you are and thinking about who you may be is simply the emotional certainty you attach to it. It starts with acceptance. This knowing oneself platform will allow you to move forward into any situation with confidence. There are a number of theories and explanations surrounding the use of the power of the words I am. However, most will recognize its biblical reference, I am that I am, which is the English translation of the response that God declared when Moses asked for his name. There are so many different interpretations of this particular reference, but for me, French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes summed this up best. I think, therefore I am. So let's try and strip the I am down a bit. What is it? How did self-awareness start? Consciousness is a very strange and wonderful thing because it has the ability to contemplate itself. That's incredible and seemingly impossible. But we're here now doing it, so there's no going back now. Consciousness in its most raw and basic form would have needed some kind of contrast in order to recognize itself as something. Before consciousness understood itself to be over here, it would have been everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Like the quantum magic of superpositioning, it needed to be monitored somehow for it to be somewhere. It needs a perspective reference, or duality. How would you know what is if you don't know what is not? Good, bad, here, there, hot, cold, comfort and pain. It could only get to know the self if there was a different perspective from which to see itself from. In that respect, consciousness needs to experience, create and grow. The I Am is in a never-ending quest for expansion, getting to know itself in as many rich and varied ways as possible, and we are, in that sense, as much as part of creation as anything else. As the ancient Greeks said, know thyself. Socrates also said, The unexamined life is not worth living. If you don't acknowledge, recognize, and understand the being that you are, you could instead be thinking about yourself with uncertainty. Who am I? Why am I? Am I worthy? Am I happy? Just being who you are with allowance and acceptance is the I am in perfect action. Our I am never changes. It's our infinite existence, and so we should be mindful about the words we use in relation to it. There are only two things that will always remain constant: that we exist, and there is only now. Everything else changes, but I am here now, and always will be. Sadly, we do tend to use the words I am unconsciously, making statements often self-depreciating about how we feel and who we are. I'm so crap at this. I'm always making mistakes. I'm too old. A.L. Kitzelman said, "The words I am are potent words. Be careful what you hitch to them. The thing that you're claiming has a way of reaching back and claiming you." It's good to get into the habit of using these words to further reinforce your positive attributes. Use your imagination to picture the you that you want to be right now. The you that makes you feel happy. The I am that's in alignment. It's also about being realistic with your emotions. When you're feeling down, which does happen in a world of duality, it's pointless declaring overly ambitious I ams that just don't fit your mood. You'll end up irritating yourself. Try and use the word sensibly and ease yourself gently back into a better place. I am feeling a little better already, or I am starting to get good at this. Just make small incremental improvements, whatever it takes to get you back onto a positive track and feeling good again.